What's up, guys? Brian with New Leaf Paddle and Surf, and welcome back to another series of videos. Hopefully it won't be too elaborate on this one. This one's going to be pretty much a straightforward type video. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of messages from people both on Swaylocks and on YouTube personally messaging me to see if I can do the handle relocation on a stock Hitachi planer. Now, there is a lot of info on the internet about that relocation, but I know I am the type that I would like to see it done in front of me, like with a video or something, so I'm sure that's what a lot of you are asking for also. So that's what we're going to do today. Quickly, I'm just going to go over what you all need to do the handle relocation. First off, I got all of this at Lowe's once again. This is just basically, I think this is a 1-inch, I'm going to measure it real quick for you. I believe it's 1 inch. Yeah, it's just a 1-inch piece of flat stock steel that you can get at Lowe's. And that's what you're going to use for the bracket. Alright, and then you're going to need some pop rivets. Any size you want, really. I mean, there's really no discretion to this. I mean, I think these are a 3/16 pop rivet. You're going to need 4 of those. Little crimpers or whatever the heck that is, insulated crimp sleeve. This is for when you would redo the relocation or to add the 25-foot cord, which I suggest you do right away when you're doing the handle relocation anyway. And then also ring terminal. You're only going to need 1 of those. And this is the secret right here. A lot of people are having problems with adjusting or getting this, if I can get it in, getting this seated on here and staying. Alright, guys, I'm going to start doing some dismantling. I'll probably fast forward through a lot of this stuff. This is just to take out the mechanism and stuff like that. Again, you don't need to take out the belt mechanism and the motor and all that stuff to do this, but in my opinion, it's good to get that stuff out of the way. It's a little bit lighter to work with, and it's just nice if you're going to do all the mods at one time. So now that we got it this far, all we got to do now is take out these 3 screws on the handle and pull that side off. Alright, we'll put this off to the side, and that's it. Next thing you're going to want to do is take out the cord crimp right here. Just wiggle that out, and you will no longer need these parts right here. Okay, now once we got it that far, what I like to do is we are going to take off both of these. Now all I got to do is just remember where they came from. What I like to do is I like to take these back off and put them right back on so I don't lose those. Take off the black one. Now always remember the black goes to the top of the trigger. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get either a scissors or a wire cutter, and you're going to cut right on this yellow cord, not the one with the eyelet on it. You want to keep that one, the one with that sleeve on it. Then next, what we're going to do is go to the bottom side. You're going to take off the base plate. Alright, pretty much got that all taken apart. Now what I do is there's a little cardboard masonite type thing that just holds them wires in place. Take that out also. And I kind of like to put this back too. Put that off to the side. And then just pull them through so they don't get, kind of tuck them somewhere so they're not getting in the way when you're going to cut off the handle. So next thing that we're going to do is we are going to cut, obviously right here and right here, And all we're going to use is either a hacksaw, or if you got a cutoff disc on a grinder or something like that, a little more of aggressive type bit grinding disc, that might work also. You might run the risk of melting it otherwise, but your hacksaw is probably the best. And don't be worried about getting it right on flat on the edge. Actually, why don't you go up a little bit on both sides and cut it off, and then you can grind it off with a grinding disc like a Diamond Dit Gator Grit flat disc or whatever. So I'm going to cut that off and I'll be right back. Alright, so that's cut off, and you can see I got a little bit of a hump on there and right here. So I like to do that a little bit farther up, just simply so I'm not carving into the bottom side of this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to round it off. Same thing with here. Flatten that out. Now on this back side, you're going to want to get this as flat as possible. If you want to take down this larger burr with this, but then it might not be a bad idea to take a flat file and file that flat, just so once you relocate the handle, it seats on there properly. There it is, ground down and sanded to the best of my ability. I mean, I could clean it up a little bit more, but this is actually going to be, either I'm going to sell this one or this is just going to be my backup. So anyway, that's all that is right there. Now what you're going to do with this, put this off to the side. Take your handle that you cut off, put the two pieces back together, and remember it had 3 screws in there. Put these 2 screws back. Don't worry about that bottom one because you're cutting that off. Alright, those 2 screws are back in there. What you're going to do from this point on, and this is probably what most people have problems with, is trying to figure out the angle that this is going to go on here. And it's actually not that difficult. You can find it on the internet, 4 inches by 4.5. Well, I got a lot larger hands. I don't know if you've been watching these videos, but I got orangutan hands. So I like my handle a little bit larger. So what you're going to do, let me get a Sharpie. Take your tape measure. This is what you want to do. Right where this angle piece is, this bottom angle, the bottom line of this angle is where you're going to pull all your measurements from. Your first measurement is going to be from this angle to here, and that is 4 3/4. I'm going to try and do this all with one hand here. Right from that mark, you go 4 3/4. Make a mark. You're going to go from this mark down to here, 4 1/4. Now I definitely have to put this down in order to do this. And you're going to want to get it off to that side as much as possible. So, there we go. From here to here, 4 3/4. From here to here, 4 1/4. Now what I like to try and do is I try to take a piece of tape and wrap it around that side. The best bet is to use the thinnest tape you have. If you're a shaper or a glasser or anything like that, 1/4 inch pin lining tape is probably decent. Just tear off a piece, and that will probably work the best for you. Don't worry about this right here, because what you're going to do is when you cut this, you're going to put it flat, and all you're going to do is follow this line straight down. Don't worry about this part. Just kind of take it straight down. Now, 9 times out of 10, this is going to happen to you too. If you take a good look at it, I don't know if you can see that, but it's not 90 degrees. No big deal. If that happens to you, it's not 90 degrees on this bottom side. All you got to do is take a piece of flat sandpaper. I'm just using my hard block, and then just kind of eyeball it up, and basically just sand it down until it's a perfect 90 degrees. And what that's going to do is that's going to help seat that just perfectly on the base of the planer's body itself.